Yo, what's going on, everyone? This video is going to be on intro to spread and how to use it. Basically, spread. Alright, so let me actually start off with this. So this is a website. I'll link it in the thing below. You guys can take a look at this. But spread is basically the forex spread represents two prices: the buying bid price for a given currency pair and the selling ask price. Traders pay a certain price to buy the currency and have to sell it for less if they want to sell it back right away. So for example, if you were to buy the base currency, so the base currency is always the first currency on, like, for example, Euro USD, the euro is the base currency. GBP JPY, GBP is the base currency. The first currency, or the first currency beside the second currency, the first one is always the base. So if you did buy Euro USD for, let's say you want at 1.24555 and it goes down to 1.24484 and you want to sell it, like you want to take your money now, at a certain point spread would come in and you wouldn't actually sell exactly at 1.24605. Spread would make you sell at a lower price because you bought, and price went down. So for example, right here it says, a simple analogy: consider that when you purchase a brand new car, you pay the market price for it. The minute you drive it off to the lot, the car depreciates, and if you wanted to return, or if you wanted to turn around and sell it right back to the dealer, you would have to take less money for it. So depreciation accounts for the difference in the car example, while the dealer's profit accounts for the difference in a forex trade. So now we know what spread is. Let me show you guys how to actually implement it and use it in your favor. So when you do go to quotes on MetaTrader, on your like currency pair where the quotes are and stuff, you'll see numbers. If you go to the advanced section, you'll see that there's 12, 9, 7, 2, 6, 5, all these different numbers. Now 12 does not mean that your spread is 12 pips. One major misconception people have is they say that spread means that it takes 12 pips for you to go into profit. If you buy, that means price has to go 12 pips above your entry in order to go in profit. So that's not entirely true. This the 12, just move the decimal towards the right, it's actually 1.2 pips, right? And then the 9 is just 0.9 pips, and then the 7 is 0.7 pips, and then the USD Chinese, whatever that's called, that's actually 26 pips, right? So for example, let's use GBP USD as an example. 12 pips, right? So boom, GBP USD. So let's say I wanted to buy GBP USD right over here randomly. I just wanted to buy right over here, okay? And my stop loss is just the low, like right over here, or right over here, and then my TP is the next high over here. If the spread is about 12 pips or 1.2 pips, like you said, you can use two ways to do it. I'm gonna show you the easiest way. Go to your your long position tool and get the price range. Now from wherever your entry is, move up about 1.2 pips or whatever it says. So for example, GU spread is 1.2 pips. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to move your entry 1.2 pips above your entry. So take your price range tool and just move it 1.2 pips. So instead of entering over here, you're now gonna have to enter it over here. The reason this happens is because if you do put your entry right over here, in order to get filled, price has to break below your limit, right? In this case, it did break below it, but there's going to be a bunch of times where you won't get triggered in because of spread. Price may even tap into your entry, but it won't actually trigger you in, and the market will eventually just go without you. It's happened to me multiple times, and that's because I didn't account for spread. So the ask and the bid price, they both have to fall below your entry. So they both need to go below your entry, and in order to never ever get caught on the wrong side with spread, simply just put your entry 1.2 pips above wherever you're entering. And for stop loss wise, it's still 1.2 pips, vice versa. Wherever you put your stop loss, put it 1.2 pips below that. So in this case, stop loss would have to be right over here, 1.5, but whatever. So we're moving our stop loss from 17 pips up to 19.4 pips, right? Technically it should be about like 19 point something pips, but whatever. But that's basically how you account for spread. Now a lot of the times, if you don't account for spread, what will end up happening is the market will tap into your entry, and when it taps you in on TradingView, it'll show you that, for example, price hit your entry and it goes up. But when you look at your MetaTrader, you'll see that price didn't even enter you in. Like, it'll still hit your limit, but it won't actually enter you in. And the reason that happens is because the ask and the selling slash bid price, they both need to be break past your entry. So they both need to go down to your entry, break past it, and then it'll trigger you in. If it doesn't break past your entry, then you won't get triggered in. That's because of spread. And the best way to account for that is simply just by accounting for spread. Yeah. So let's go to Euro USD. Let's say the Euro USD spread is about like 23, right? So that really means 2.3. So in order, and let's say I wanted to enter right over here, right? In order for me to get filled in this, let's say I did not account for a spread, in order for me to actually get filled into this, I would have to move my entry 2.3 pips above wherever I'm entering. So my entry is at 1.21659. That means I have to push price above 1.2 pips just over here. So instead of entering there, now I'm entering right over here. And you can see that this way price action is triggering my entry, and then it's breaking past my actual entry limit, and then I'm getting in the market. And likewise, or sorry, not 1.2 pips, it's 2.3, my bad. 2.3 pips right here. Boom. Now your entry's right over here. Now stop loss wise, same thing. If my stop loss is over here, I have to move it 2.3 pips below my stop loss right here. So that'll make my stop loss just about 36 pips, right? I'm not saying that this is how we take our trades. It's just I'm just showing you guys how to account for the spread. Now let's do some sell side examples. Let's go to USD CHF. Let's see what else pairs they have. Alright, right here. Okay, no, that's, I don't even know what that is, but does this show the spread? No, it does not. Okay, right here. So NZD USD, it says 30. That means 3.0 pips, right? So NZD USD, let's go there. Let's say, yeah, I caught that nice sell by the way. But let's say I wanted to sell right over here. Randomly, I just decided to sell right over here. This is my entry, right? If I'm not accounting for spread, most likely I'll get stopped out, right? TP at the next low. I won't get stopped out, but price won't trigger me in. And if it does trigger me in, this wick where price does trigger me in and then the market does go and draw down for a little while, most likely I'll get stopped out because I didn't account for spread on my stop loss. So what's the spread for that? It's about 30 pips or 3.0 pips. So at this point, get your range tool, and from here just label out 3.00 or 3.0, and that is just over here. So that means I'm gonna have to put my entry 3.0 pips below where my actual entry was. So now my entry is at 0.72644, and for stop loss I have to add. So for adding, I'm just gonna do this right here, and now my stop loss is gonna go above for 15 pips. So now you can see that if price did wick above, I'm safe. You know, price will not stop me. I'll do the spread and I will get triggered in. So this does minimize your risk to reward by a lot sometimes, but we'll get into how we can avoid that and how we can catch these really nice sniper entries. But anyways, thank you guys for watching the spread video. I hope this video made a lot of sense, and I'll see you guys in the next one.